£136,000. That's what we generated for a single UK brand on TikTok Shop this quarter. And here's what's crazy. When we started working with this brand, they were doing about 8 grand. Just a few months later, £63,000 in a single month. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how we did it, the 3 strategies that made this possible, and look, I'm not going to gatekeep this. I am giving you the full playbook. So if you're running a brand on TikTok Shop or you're thinking about expanding into the UK, this is going to change how you approach the platform. If you're running a brand on TikTok Shop or you're thinking about expanding onto the platform, this is going to change how you approach TikTok. I'm Mark, the founder of Consort Social. We are a TikTok Shop growth agency. We have generated over $50 million in GMV across the brands we work with. We've managed over 200,000 creator videos, and we work exclusively with established D2C brands to help them scale on TikTok Shop. Now, what I'm about to share isn't theory. This is from the trenches. It's what's actually moving the needle when you're trying to scale in the UK and the US market specifically. By the end of this video, you're going to understand how to scale your live selling operation properly, why most brands are massively underinvesting in samples, and how your product catalog is probably silently killing your conversions. If you find this valuable, do me a favor, hit subscribe. I am putting out content like this every week, breaking down what's actually working on TikTok Shop right now. All right, let's get into it. So let me give you some context on where this brand started. They came to us doing about £8,000 a month on TikTok Shop. They had a decent product, good reviews on their main e-commerce site, but they were struggling to gain traction on TikTok Shop. Does that sound familiar? Here's what we identified immediately. Their live selling was inconsistent. They had the same presenter every time. There was no real structure to any of the live streams. They were also being really conservative with samples, maybe sending like 20 to 40 a month. And their product catalog was a mess. There was multiple listings for the same product, confusing bundles, no clear hero SKU. Now, I see this pattern constantly. Brands come to TikTok Shop thinking that it works like Amazon or the Shopify store. It doesn't. TikTok Shop is a completely different animal. The algorithm rewards different behaviors, the customer journey is different, the conversion psychology is different. So we rebuilt their entire approach from the ground up, and we took them from 8K to 63K per month, 136 for the quarter. Let me show you exactly how. Strategy number 1, we completely transformed their live selling operation. Now, here's something that most brands get wrong about TikTok Shop lives. They treat it like a side project. One person doing streams when they have the time. No structure, no optimization. That is not going to work. Here's what we did. First, we recruited more presenters, and I'm not talking about hiring expensive influencers. We brought in additional hosts who understood the product and could sell. And that allowed us to increase the stream frequency without burning out a single person. Because think about it, if you've got one presenter doing 3 streams a week, they are going to plateau. They're going to get tired, the content gets stale, and then your viewers start to notice. So with multiple presenters, you can stream more often, test different selling styles, and you're keeping the energy fresh. Second, and this is crucial, we developed what we call a run of show script. Now, this isn't about reading from a teleprompter, it's about having proven structures for your streams. So when do you introduce products? When do you create urgency? When do you engage with the comments? When do you push the offer, which is the big one? We mapped all of this out. We tested different structures, we found what converted best for this specific audience, and then we rolled it out to all of the presenters. And the third thing was custom offers for live only. This is huge. If someone can get the same deal on your main site or on the shop page, why would they buy during a live? You need to give them a reason to act now. So we created exclusive bundles, flash discounts, and limited time offers specifically for live viewers. That drives both conversion and urgency. The result was live selling went from a stagnant task on the to-do list to a significant revenue driver. We're talking about multiple high-performing streams every week. Each one is optimized for maximum GMV. If you're doing lives on TikTok Shop and you don't have a structured approach, you are flying blind. So get a system in place. Now, strategy number 2 is where most brands really mess up. And honestly, when I tell you the numbers, you might think I'm exaggerating, but stick with me because this insight alone could 10x your output. Before we jump into this one, if you want help scaling on TikTok Shop, you don't know how to approach this platform, you feel stuck and you just don't have the time, then click the link below in the description to apply and see if we can work together. We'll give you all of our SOPs, our systems, Or we have dedicated specialists who can come in, provide you with an audit and lay out the roadmap that you need specifically so that you can unlock TikTok Shop as a channel. So click the link in the description if you want help. Strategy 2, we massively increased sample volume. Now here's the mental shift you need to make. Most brands think about samples as a cost. We're giving away product, that's eating into margins. It's the wrong framing. Samples are an investment, and on TikTok Shop, they're one of the highest ROI investments that you can make. Here's the insight that changed everything for this brand. We tracked their revenue per video. So every piece of content that a creator posts, we know what it generates on average. And what we found was that their average revenue per video stayed constant as we scaled. Let me say that again, because it's important. Revenue per video stayed constant as we increased sample volume. So what that means, if you're getting £50 average revenue per video, and you send 50 samples, you might generate £2,500. Send 500 samples, that's £25,000. 1,000 samples, £50,000. It was scaling linearly. Now, obviously there's nuance here. You need to be strategic about who you're sending to. Not every creator is going to post. Not every video is going to perform, which is why you need to have the right systems in place to allow this to happen. But once you've dialed in your creator recruitment and activation process, which we have spent 2.5 years perfecting, you can scale with confidence. Which, by the way, again, is why if you'd like to access all of our TikTok Shop processes and SOPs, you can run this playbook yourself. Just click the link below. Also, that way you don't have to pay any of these loser agencies that you see on LinkedIn that promise you the world because they have no idea what they're doing. I already know you're hesitant to risk it on them. Anyway, for this brand, we went from 30 odd samples a month to 1,316, and the revenue scaled proportionally. The other piece of this, more samples means more content in the ecosystem. More videos featuring your product, more chances for the algorithm to pick something up and run with it, and more social proof accumulating. TikTok Shop is a volume game, full stop. If you're being precious about samples, you're capping your growth. The goal is simple. Get your product in as many creators' hands as possible once you know you have profitable GMV per video. Then scale aggressively. I know what some of you are thinking, but Mark, we can't afford to send that many samples. Well, here's my response. Can you afford not to? If you get to the point where the data shows positive return on a per video basis, every sample that you don't send is revenue you're leaving on the table. It's like refusing to spend more on meta ads when you're running at a profitable CPA. If you're not willing to do that, you're either one, not tracking your data well enough, or you're just scared. And if you have better data tracking, the confidence to push usually disappears. This is one of the areas where brands that are willing to invest outcompete the brands that play it safe every single time. Strategy number 3, we completely refined their product catalog and the offer structure. This is a little bit of the unsexy stuff that nobody wants to talk about on YouTube, but I am telling you, this can make or break your TikTok Shop performance. When we audited this brand's catalog, here's what we found. Multiple listings for essentially the same product, so different bundles that were creating decision paralysis. There was no clear hero SKU for creators to promote, and then also the pricing tiers were confusing. Here's what happens when your catalog is messy. Creators do not know what to promote. The customers land on your shop page and then bounce because there's too many options, and the algorithm can't even figure out which product to push because your data is fragmented across multiple listings. It is a nightmare. So we stripped it back. We condensed the listings. So if you've got the same product in 3 sizes, that should be one listing with size variants, not 3 separate products. If you have a bundle that doesn't sell, kill it. Just don't clutter the catalog with dead weight. We identified just the hero SKUs, the products that convert the best, that the creators can actually authentically promote, and we focused our energy there. We restructured the offers to be crystal clear. What is the main product? What's the bundle? What is the value proposition? Here's the framework I use. Imagine someone with absolutely zero context about your brand lands on your TikTok Shop. Within 5 seconds, can they understand what you sell, what's the best thing to buy, why they should buy it now? If the answer is no, your catalog needs work. For this brand, the catalog optimization alone made a measurable difference in conversion rate, clearer path to purchase, and then creators promoting the right products. It's not glamorous, but it is critical. You get this wrong and everything else you do is built on sand. I want to give you the honest truth about what it actually takes to replicate these results, because there is one more thing you need to know. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to pretend that this is easy. Getting from, say, 8K to 63K per month required constant execution over multiple months, constant optimization and testing, a team that knows what they're doing. You have to invest in samples, presenters, content. If you're a brand owner watching this thinking, I'll just do this myself over the weekend, I'm going to level with you. This is not a weekend project. TikTok Shop rewards brands that show up consistently, that invest properly, treat the platform as a serious channel, not just some side experiment. But if you're willing to do that, the opportunity is enormous. We are seeing it every day with the brands we work with. The TikTok Shop market is still early. The brands that build presence now, that develop these systems, are going to have a massive advantage as the platform continues to grow. So to recap, scale your live selling, more presenters, structured run of shows, exclusive offers, treat lives as a serious revenue channel. You have to increase your volume of sampling aggressively. Once you know that revenue per video is positive, the math is simple. And optimize your product catalog. Clear hero SKUs, clean listings. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe. I am putting out content every week breaking down what's actually working on TikTok Shop, case studies, strategies, behind the scenes of what we're doing at the agency. And if you're a brand that want to help scaling on TikTok Shop, click the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.